Does a bear shit in the woods? Dear Diary, it snowed yesterday. There was white stuff on the ground in Pittsburgh the day I was born, but I was only a puppy and don't remember it. Naturally, I barked my adorable head off till he let me out. He's the one who told me it was snow. He thinks he knows everything. When I should eat, what I'm allowed to play with, what time I should walk, for crying out loud. The list goes on, but I won't bore you the way he does me. Suffice it to say, we'll call it Snow, just to get him off my adorable back. I'll be 1 year old in just a few weeks, and at this point, I have a pretty good handle on things. He worked all day yesterday, and I'll admit, I was a little bored. So I shredded the mail and chewed the corner off a placemat because I could. He was suitably impressed with my handiwork and spoke loudly at me for quite a while. Job well done was all I could think as I sashayed my adorable ass outside in search of adventure. The French bulldog next door was on patrol, so I made a quick pish and slinked back inside before she could spot me. Don't get me started on the French. For something completely different, he proceeded to talk on the phone for hours, ignoring me. So I slipped downstairs and heavily drooled on one of his favorite slippers. He discovered me gnawing on it, and I got lots of attention. So I'll be sure to try that again really soon. All in all, a pretty average day. I sneaked outside again when I overheard him talking with the neighbors. They were waxing rhapsodic over my countless adorable charms. So I loped off into the woods. Dear Diary, I suppose I should mention that I'm not supposed to do that. Bite me, I said under my breath. My adorable puppy breath. And I took off like a bat. Yeah, I know what a bat is. We had one in the house. I took off like a bat out of hell, which is apparently a place I'll be visiting at some point soon, according to him. I picked up a stick, dropped it, found a pine cone, dropped it, and then stopped dead in my tracks. My adorable nose twitched a little and I quivered. Suddenly, I remembered one of his many phone calls revolving around a bear that had been spotted the day before. Of course, I didn't believe him. He makes stuff up all the time. I didn't see the stupid bear, so I only had his word until that glorious moment. Totally alone, adorable paws firmly rooted in bear shit. In the woods, alone. I scouted for eyewitnesses, and I proceeded to roll. It was so fresh and so moist that I was able to get the shit really embedded in my hair. I've heard that other dogs have fur, whatever that is, but not the Havanese. We have hair. I rolled. I dove. I leaped about with an air of dignity rarely seen while cavorting in a steaming pile of shit. Suddenly, I was torn from my reverie by the sound of his voice, booming louder and louder, closing in. Startled and panicked, I considered my options, knowing full well that it was only a matter of time, dear Diary. I decided to hide the evidence in the best way I could. So I ate it. Well, you'd think I was spawned by Satan the way he carried on. Was not even slightly amused by the amazing aroma that I had acquired all by my adorable self, thank you. No praise, no pat on the back for a job well done. In fact, he shrieked like a banshee, whatever that is, tried to grab me and chased me around the house, completely ignoring the neighbors, screaming his not-so-adorable head off until I acquiesced. Canines have vocabularies too, you know. I did my doggone best to look sheepish, whatever that is, while he panted, trying to catch his breath, and I took off again, racing around the house, leaving remnants of bear shit on the couch, on the rug, and then I leaped onto the bed and rolled a little bit more. Apparently, the effluvia, look it up, The effluvia was permeating the entire house, which I would think was a good thing, but apparently not so much. Once he got a hold of me again, getting bear shit on his hands, it was over. He screamed, he ranted, he raved while drawing a bath and holding me by the scruff of my adorable neck. I think the worst is over, dear diary, but he still seems to be a little bit pished, muttering something about adorable being a thing of the past under his breath. Honestly, I try to not pay too much attention to his constant drivel, and I just do my thing, knowing full well that I will be forgiven. Why? I'm Dharma, damn it, and freaking adorable.